Hey, the Royal Rumble's finished. That was something. Um, I think that I would call it underwhelming. It was a good show. There were very good matches. It was a lot of star-making moments, especially for the women. But there could have been so much more. So I'm gonna start out with the pre-show because in the pre-show when they were talking about um, the Roman Reigns match, the World Heavyweight, the Universal Heavyweight Championship. They have Paul Heyman give a promo about the match. And I know it's the beginning of the year. It's very early to be saying this thing, but what a promo. I think we're gonna reach the end of the year and it might be one of the best promos that we're gonna get all year. He was so good. The man deserves the position he's in. The man knows how to work that microphone. He knows how to make the strings of words that he says sound so good. I don't know how he does it, but he's just on another level of managing. Him with Roman being in the bloodline as the wise man is just something else. He is so good with a microphone. That entire promo, the confidence he was giving out for the tribal chief, amazing. That promo alone was better than the Roman Reigns' entire match, in my opinion. After that, the start of the show, we got Pat McAfee back. Okay, he's fun on commentary. He had a fun spot in the Men's Royal Rumble. It's nice to see him. It's cool. Nothing major. It's a good surprise. Wasn't expecting it. Did not have it on my bingo card. But it was fun. Uh, and that's, for me, what the Royal Rumble's always been about. Averting sub not doing what's expected. Just going out there, putting out a show with a lot of surprises, solid wrestling, and just crowning two Royal Rumble winners. That's really what the Rumble should be about. Pat McAfee came in. He was fun on the commentary table. It was nice to hear him. And then we got to the first match of the night, and in my opinion, by far the best match of the night. The Women's Royal Rumble was insane. Starting out with Natalia coming out, really enjoyed that. I always like Natalia. She's fun to watch. She just puts a smile on my face. She's just cool. I like her. I like her a lot. And then we get the return of Naomi. And that being someone who grew up watching her and then stopped watching wrestling for a long time, came back at last year's WrestleMania, still not up to par and everything, still getting back to WWE Weekly and starting to watch other companies like AEW or TNA. I haven't really watched her for this last decade, maybe more, since I stopped watching. But God, she's really good. She's really fucking good. I know that her name was Trinity Fatu, and a lot of people were expecting her or wanting her to come back with the name Trinity Fatu that she used in TNA. But Naomi is. It fits her. It fits her character. It fits everything she does, and it's just. It's what she used to be called, and I like it. I really enjoyed it. It was immediately as the Rumble was starting, just in awe of everything that was happening. It's the first Rumble since I started watching again. It was my favorite event when I was younger. It was just incredible. I loved watching Naomi and Natalia go at it. The show of respect at the start, the handshaking, Natalia giving Naomi the time to just absorb everything that's happening, just take it all in. The welcome back chants, amazing. Loved it. After that, a while after Bayley came out as number 3, who eventually became the winner of the match. It was in my predictions for this Royal Rumble. I expected Bayley to win. And that is something that I'm noticing with Triple H booking. It is predictable. There's some things that I don't expect. Like I didn't expect in the middle of the year of last year for Jey Uso and Cody to be fucking tag team champions, and the whole time when the championships were jumping around, there were fights with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at the Judgment Day. I think that the only thing that would have made it better is if they added another tag team, because Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso were fun together, but they're not a tag team. If they added like the Creed brothers or the Alpha Academy or the New Day into that fray, I think it is the only thing that would have made it better. I really enjoyed that time. But Triple H, as the head of director of whatever the fuck he's head of, um, things are easily predictable. It's not a bad thing. In this case, quite the contrary. I'm glad that Bayley won. I want to see the next couple of weeks of Bayley deciding who she's going up against, because she's fought Rhea. I wasn't there for the match. I wasn't watching yet, but I know that she fought Rhea like in 2022, and she lost. I think that Rhea going to SmackDown to talk to Bayley, or even if Damage Control goes to Raw to just say, we're Damage Control and she's gonna fight Rhea, just Rhea facing her could give us a moment of Bayley, even if she does end up choosing Rhea, doubting herself and planting even more seeds of doubt within not the Judgment Day, Damage Control. And I think that's gonna be really cool. And she stood in ring from number 3 to the last woman standing. That was an incredible show and an incredible performance by Bayley. Throwing jabs at Michael Cole in the sideline the 2 or 3 times during the match. I loved it. It was amazing. She did so well. I really, really enjoyed her performance in this Rumble. I'm glad that she won. I'm very happy for her, and I hope she's enjoying everything that comes with winning the Rumble, even if it hasn't fully kicked in yet. Like she talked in the press conference, she was expecting the feelings to reach her later. Other than that, I think her name's Jaden, the TNA Impact champion, came out to the Women's Royal Rumble, which is coming as someone that only watched during the Vince McMahon era. Wow. I was not expecting not even someone from another company, much less a champion. And she looked good. She was a beast in that ring. She just went off on the women. It was incredible. And just from that woman's performance, she has an insane body, by the way. Just from that performance, I am considering tuning into TNA this week. I'm considering watching what's going on and giving my thoughts on it. Because, God, I loved the way she fought. I really did. She fought really fucking well. Other things I can comment on. Obviously, what's her name? The EST of WWE. Fuck, I forgot her name. It'll come to me. She put on an incredible performance. I expected nothing else from her. She hit a KOD elimination, which was insane. The Kabuki Warriors fought really fucking well, as expected. of a former world champion, and from what I've seen recently of Kairi Sane, they are incredible, and they're gonna have a fun tag team um, championship reign. Kairi Sane almost getting eliminated, just grabbing on with her arms behind her back, her feet almost sliding off of the TV screen until she couldn't. Almost a Kofi Kingston spot. The closest thing we got to a Kofi Kingston spot the entire day or night, I suppose. Um, the only thing that could have made it better is if they actually got her up. But I don't mind it. They put up an amazing performance in the Rumble. Bayley's disappointed look saying, "What about the plan? What about the plan?" after they got eliminated. Incredible acting by her. I'm really enjoying Bayley right now. Um, Bianca Belair, that's her name. Bianca Belair's elimination with the KOD was insane. I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I don't remember who she eliminated with it, but she was giving it her all. Becky Lynch came out at 21, I think. She mostly went against Nia Jax. I didn't see her do much. She had a fun moment after Jade Cargill eliminates Nia Jax, which I'll get to those two later, in which Jade Cargill eliminates Nia Jax and then Becky goes up to the ropes and starts shit talking Nia Jax. I enjoyed that. Even though she didn't eliminate Nia, being the one that's shit talking her, it's funny. It fits Becky. Um, Jade Cargill was everything I expected and much more. Like, I've never seen her fight before. I've never seen her anything of her before. I just got to know her when she entered the WWE, and I saw all the fuss around her. Everyone getting excited that she was there. Everyone commenting that she got um, into a contract to WWE. And then I saw her for the first time on the screen, and she looks incredible. She looks like a Greek statue. She looks like what some Greek statues wish they look like. She is something else. Like, I don't know how to describe such definition on someone's body. It's insane. And then she goes in, and it's not just the looks. She puts up one of the best performances I've ever seen, that I saw in the entire Rumble, both men and women. She picks up Nia Jax on multiple occasions and throws her off over the top ropes on her own. That's insane. That was really cool. I think that she had a part in Bianca. I want to say Bianca's elimination. I know they faced off in the ring. They looked at each other for a while, and that's a feud I'm excited for. Two just powerhouses of women. Just incredible. I want to see that. We also got Nia Jax looking like a monster, which, what a moment that must have felt for her. She eliminated so many people. She played such a good role. I'm starting to like her more and more since she came back. Um, I wasn't too sure on it. When she came back, I was hearing the rumors that she injured this person and injured that person, and then on her return, she injures both Rhea and Raquel, and I'm like, I don't know what to think of her. I'm not sure what to expect, but especially since the day one edition of Raw and her fight against Becky, that she's just been incredible. She's just been surprising me ever since. She is. I don't know why some people complain about her on the mic. I think she's solid. I don't see any issue with her on the mic. And in ring, she is looking a lot safer. She's looking like she's doing things properly. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. And her just looking like a beast in the Rumble just adds to the star making moment that Jade Cargill got. Because Jade Cargill got to eliminate her on her own. And someone being someone that hasn't even stepped in a WWE ring yet, I think that's just placing her in a very good spot. The final three were Bayley, Liv Morgan, and Jade Cargill. When it comes to to Liv Morgan's entrance, she was number 30. She was returning from injury. I really like Liv Morgan, but that was not the place to have her. I think they should have put her back a few spots. Even if we knew that she was coming out, we didn't know obviously, but we could expect Jade Cargill to come out. Put Jade as number number 30. I think that fits her a lot better and it makes a lot more sense in the situation we were in. At least we were getting something new. In a Rumble that we expected Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks to come back. In a Rumble where we expected AJ Lee to return. Where I saw some people talking about Charlotte Flair returning from injury. The number 30 being Liv Morgan. I don't want to say disappointing, but it was disappointing. Unfortunately. I really enjoy Liv Morgan. I really, really like her. For example, I watched this with my girlfriend. She doesn't watch weekly shows of WWE like I do, but she enjoys watching the pay-per-views and knowing what's going on. And she saw Liv Morgan at 30, and she just got disappointed with it. Being someone who only hears what's going on most weeks and a casual fan, she's a casual fan. It disappointed her, which is understandable. But I don't mind it. I think she should have come out a little sooner. She should have had Jade Cargill's spot, and Jade Cargill should have had her spot. But all in all, I enjoyed it. Yeah, Bayley was your winner. That's just the gist of it. Loved the Women's Royal Rumble. If I had to grade it, I'd say that out of 10, I would give it. Had everything I could wish for. The only thing that would change is that slight nitpick at the end. Every woman had her chance at the spotlight, which is something that I'm going to talk about with a man that I didn't enjoy as much. Even the heels of the women were given a spot to shine. But I would just change that. I think I'd give the Women's Rumble like a 9.6 out of 10. And let's move on to Roman Reigns' defense. When it comes to his title defenses, even though I haven't watched many, I've come to expect something. A slow, methodical fight. A lot of storytelling, a lot of momentum changes, and just devastating moves. Not too devastating. I understand the man has had leukemia twice, unlike some fans that I see. Obviously, he's not gonna get thrown from the ring into the fucking concrete floor. But Samoan drops, Superman punches, spears, moves that look devastating. The match started. The other three men, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton, all ganged up on Roman. Completely understandable, makes sense. They should have done it for longer. The match was short. The match was fast paced, at sometimes a little clunky. I enjoyed it all in all. I just think that in a match that you have LA Knight, which in my opinion fights with somewhat of an older style of wrestling. He doesn't fight with like Kofi Kingston or Ivar or Seth Rollins fights like. He fights more like John Cena's type of fight. Stone Cold or The Rock. He's more of that style of in-ring action. So I would say that he's more slow-paced. And a match that has Roman, who doesn't go too fast-paced either. It's a storytelling match every time that Roman is there, and it usually is incredible. His SummerSlam match against Jey Uso was, from a storytelling perspective, one of the best that I've ever watched. I really enjoyed every little spot that they gave at Crown Jewel against LA Knight. Him doing it's just his storytelling, his movements, his character portrayal in the ring against the opponents is really good. but he shouldn't be in a fast-paced match. Not of this caliber. AJ Styles and Randy Orton can fight anyone at any pace, anywhere. They can make a five-star match with the worst opponent in the fucking wrestling ring. But for some reason, instead of going with LA Knight's and Roman Reigns' pace, they decided to go with AJ Styles and Randy Orton's. The match felt fast. The match felt quick, move after move. They weren't resting. Something else was always happening. Understand it's four people, but four people can still get fucking hurt. They can still take their time to get up. I would love to have seen this match with more of Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker pace, where they start good, they're fighting, they're doing their thing, they're hitting their moves, they're devastating the other person. But after a while, they start to get tired. They start to slow down, they get more methodical, they go with a storytelling, they hit their moves after, like, giving it time to breathe. And I felt like this match needed more time. All in all, the ending was expected. I don't think that the solo Sokoa spot needed to be there. You're in a fatal four-way. You have Randy Orton and I think AJ Styles. I think LA Knight was getting pinned by Roman. You have Randy Orton and AJ Styles, and not one of them can stop the ref. It has to be Solo. It has to be one of the Bloodline members. I think that if you had Roman win this match on his own, you could have had him as a beast going into Mania. You could have had him on top of the fucking world. And right now, you just see him as just one more match of Roman Reigns' career. This match could have been so much more than it was, and I'm disappointed for that. It wasn't bad, it was okay. I heard that it was also cut short by a possible Randy injury on his shoulder, and AJ might have gotten hurt with that last landing on the ropes. It looked fucking nasty. But if that was the case, I'm okay with it. If people got hurt, seriously hurt, and they decided to cut the match short, I'm okay with that. I understand why it wasn't everything it could have been. But I just wish it was more. And for that, I can't give it over a 6. I'm gonna go with a clean 6, 6.0. I can't go with anything over that, purely because the ending felt rushed, and I really disliked the Solo Sikoa intervention. Loved the RKO spots, loved just everyone hitting Roman with their finisher, loved just the stacking and the triple kick out, incredible. But it's just those things are too major for me to give it anything over a 6. But next we have Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. What a match. And by that I mean, what a piss break. Because I didn't watch most of it. I was on my phone, I got distracted, I went to the bathroom. I don't like Logan Paul. There was a time where I did, and I'm ashamed to admit it. I watched this content. But he's not a good person. He's horrible. I hate him with my entire being. He's a very good wrestler, though. He fights very well. And his matches are interesting. But because I dislike him so much, I can't force myself to pay attention. I am going to rewatch it, and after Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna give it another grade probably. But right now, there were some cool spots. Logan is incredible in ring. He's already surprised me multiple times. Logan showed that he can do character work in a match as well by commenting on the superplexes, saying that he can do the senton too, just making fun of Kevin Owens all around. He's doing very well in ring. This is me putting aside all of my bias against the man. Kevin Owens is last year was my pick for most surprising wrestler. He does things that I don't think anyone should be able to, much less a man of his stature. A man with a body like him should not be doing swantons onto tables and onto fucking security guards or whatever it was at SummerSlam or Payback, I think, for the titles. He's just insane for doing the things he does. He really is. All in all, I'm gonna give the match a 4, and I'll review it again after Monday Night Raw. But now we have the Men's Royal Rumble, which the only word I have to describe it is disappointing. Coming into this Rumble, my pick to win it would be Gunther. I wanted Gunther to win it. I think he deserves it, and I think that would be amazing storytelling. But I knew that Cody was probably going to get it. Either Cody or Punk. But let's start at the beginning. The first two, the Rumble starts, gets announced, Samantha Irvin leaves the ring, and the first person that comes out is Jay. I was not expecting it. I legitimately thought that the beginning would have been Cody Rhodes and Gunther. And we just get a minute and a half of an amazing performance of those two. Instead, Jey Uso comes out. Jey Uso comes out. I get hyped. I enjoy it. I love Jey Uso. I love the way he made his character now. And then Jimmy's music hits. And that moment where you see Jimmy come out looking at Jay like, why did you have to be first? Why do we have to be here? Jay just looking at the ramp as Jimmy comes down over his shoulder with a disgusted look on his face. Incredible. And then we just have them both stand in the ring, giving us a very likely Mania preview, saying right now this is going to be happening at Mania probably. Just staring each other down. Both of them wearing the flower necklaces, one with white and blue, the other one with red. One dressed in all blue, the other in all red. Yeet, no yeet. Jay and Jimmy was a highlight of the night for me. That first minute and a half, them just fighting was surreal, to say the least. An amazing preview of what I think is going to be a heartfelt, just brutal match in Mania. I hope it is. And then we had Grayson Waller come out at 3 and try to do a Grayson Waller effect. Funny, getting super kicked. Expected. I enjoy Grayson Waller. He's fun. There's nothing more to say about it. Then Andrade apparently returns. I am not sure who Andrade is. Never seen much of him. But in this Rumble, he really surprised me. He looks amazing. Fucking loved the mask with the hands or whatever. The crown he had on his head. Loved it. Incredible. One of the best starting attires that I've seen. Just talking about another attire. 2 other attires, actually. What the fuck is up with Zelina Vega's clothes? Like, yesterday 2 days ago, because I'm recording this on Sunday, 2 days ago on Friday Night SmackDown, she looked bad in those clothes. And then she comes out with fucking League of Legends looking blades coming out of her back. That shit looked ass. I'm sorry, I did not like it. But Chelsea Green with a skirt, with a wedding skirt's looking fancy. She looking good. God damn, I love her attire. Bianca Belair, I'm assuming she made it because I've seen that she makes a lot of her own attire. Looking incredible. Her attire looked amazing. Nia Jax looking good as well. Like, the women's attires were almost all of them on point. Naomi looked incredible. Jade Cargill looked incredible. And all of them looked amazing. All of the attires for the women looked amazing, and I think the variety that we get in women's attires is something that just makes it a lot better than men's. Because the men use characteristic clothes. CM Punk has the little, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't know the name of it in English, with his symbols. Drew McIntyre has his symbols. Seth Rollins wears is the only one that wears different things, to be honest. But Roman has the pants with the red shoes and the red gloves. The attires are iconic, but they don't vary. They might be iconic, but there's no change to it. And I think that women's surprise attires, for example, I fucking loved Rhea Ripley's attire for Crown Jewel last year. She looked incredible. Don't know what the fuck was going on with that entrance. Did not like it. But the things she was wearing, the makeup she had on, made her look scary. And I loved it. Andrade returns. He looked really good in the match. He put up a stellar performance. Can't wait to see what he does in his WWE career. I think we're gonna see him maybe get introduced into SmackDown, seeing as he's a luchador that already had a little moment with Santos. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him on SmackDown. And other than that, we also had it going back to the Jimmy and Jay thing. I think that the only thing that could have been better, the only two things that I would add, was at least a spot where Jay, like, at least speared him, or if Jay was the one eliminating Jimmy, or vice versa. I wouldn't mind either of those things. Other than that, I don't think we got any returns, except for number 30. Oh, fuck. Except for number 30, I don't think we got any returns for the men's. We had Drew McIntyre come out, Gunther came out, and that was just crazy. Cody came out at 15, which Randy did say that the only number that would matter after yesterday would be number 15. Now, he was wrong on why. It was not the number of his titles, but Cody Rhodes' entrance number, which is cool. Also, something that I've noticed that I haven't seen many people talk about. On Friday, I saw people commenting on how Randy Orton's voice is a little fucky. And I don't know if many people remember this or not. John Cena had, before his match with Solo, the last promo he gave, he also had his voice fucked. Because he got spiked by Solo the week before. And Randy Orton got spiked by Solo the week before this as well. I think that they're just giving this small little thing that I really enjoyed. I really like how they did it. Just a small little thing to show that Solo spike has lasting effects on you. Like, even a week afterwards, you still can't speak properly after just getting hit with one of them. And I like that. They're making it look dangerous, even though it's just a thumb. But they're making it look dangerous, and I fuck with it. Other than that, what else can I say? Sami Zayn came out at 30, which I'm not mad at it, but I have some issues with it. Sami Zayn came out at 30, being the second surprise return of the men's Royal Rumble after Andrade. But in a Rumble where there were so many speculations about maybe getting legends, maybe getting Matt Cardona to come back, Zack Ryder, if you know him by that, which I did, maybe getting MJF into the WWE, which would have been something I really enjoyed, seeing as the only real storyline that I've been watching at AEW was MJF and Adam Cole. I would have loved MJF to be in the WWE, but that's another story. But It was Sammy. And the thing with Sammy is, we know what Sammy does. And he was only in the Rumble for a couple of minutes. He wasn't there for long. He he got eliminated by Drew, I want to say. I don't know, but he's probably going to be fighting Drew from now on. And the final four, we had Cody, Gunther, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre. And I was starting to get disappointed. Because it was starting to get predictable. Very, very predictable. And then they eliminate Drew McIntyre. And then I think, okay, this is your chance to have Cody Rhodes be eliminated. Having him be frustrated, desperate, going into the elimination as his last chance to get to finish the story against Roman. And putting some stone in his step, something that makes him shake a little. But no, you give him the position next to Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, and Hulk Hogan as one of the only 4 people to get back-to-back Rumble wins. After just calling him Dusty's Kid. I don't think, out of those 3, I don't think Cody should have won it. I know he was the favorite coming in, him and Punk, but out of Punk, Gunther, and Cody should not have won it. Should have gone to Punk or to Gunther. Mostly because we're still gonna get Punk versus Rollins either way, and getting Punk return at the Rumble and finally win it. After last time we saw him was 3,600 and something days, like they were saying, like 10 fucking times during that fucking show. Being able to win it and facing Seth at Mania would have been good. I know that Punk was gassed during the fight. He was tired. Or he was playing it that way. Because he was still able to lift Cody and hold him up there. He picked up Drew McIntyre and threw him out. He moved around pretty well. He was talking very fast. He wasn't gasping for air during his sentences. He was sweaty, but he might not have been as gassed as he made it look like he was. He was definitely tired, but maybe not as much as we saw him as. He might have made it look worse than it actually was. And I would have preferred him winning. But then they eliminate Gunther. And when Gunther gets eliminated, it comes down to Cody versus Punk, and I'm just disappointed. That is all I can say. I'm just disappointed. All of the air runs out of my fucking lungs. Okay. That's how it's gonna be. I wish it would have been different. I wish that CM Punk could have tried to eliminate Cody. Cody fought him off, and Gunther just comes in as the beast that he is and just cannot be deterred and just eliminates Cody. Then we have Punk versus Gunther. But the American Nightmare is your Rumble winner. So all in all, the biggest pointers is there were no big surprises. Andrade was back. Cool. I don't know him too well, so that surprise doesn't impact me too much. Sami Zayn was back, which I love to see. But those were the only 2 surprises. They were showing the Rumble off, as they should, as the show that has the most surprises. You can never expect what's going to happen. Even Hulk Hogan says he might have one more in him, which he fucking doesn't, to be clear. If he has one more leg drop in him, he will break his spine. The motherfucker should not wrestle again. I've seen Ric Flair in AEW. If he chops a little too hard, his bones will become dust. he shouldn't be in the ring. The only person at this age that I think is doing really well is Sting. Sting is doing incredible still, even at his age. But going back to topic, this Rumble was had a lot of people dodging fights as they came in, not having their moment. Like Dominic, even Finn Balor didn't have his moment of just taking out 2 or 3 people onto the floor, not eliminating them, but at least hitting them a little. Those occasions were rare. It was mostly heels, um, and a lot of them were like snively little shitheads that don't want to really fight, like Grayson Waller, like Dominic Mysterio, like Austin Theory. But they could have shown off more. The Pat McAfee spot was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I watched Santi Zap talk about it, and which amazing content creator. He looks like a very cool person to just sit down and talk to. Um, he was saying that Pat McAfee's spot might have been a replacement for Brock Lesnar, and after the allegations that have come out, all the shit that has been happening with Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon in the past couple of days, despicable. Never fucking liked Vince. He's getting what he deserves. I hope he rots in jail for the rest of his life. And if Brock is a part of this, he should too. Um, Great talent. Shithead of a person, apparently. They. He's thinking that the replacement for Brock Lesnar was Pat McAfee, and they just said him, hey, do something funny. I don't think so. I think it was Ricochet. Because Ricochet coming out at 28, felt forced to say the least. It felt bad. I think that Ricochet should have come out at most like 17 or 18. He could have put so many better spots into the Rumble if he came out earlier. Him versus Dominic could have given us like at least a couple of very good looking Hurricane Ranas. He didn't do much. I don't remember anything he did. Braun Breaker was in the Rumble. Insane performance by Braun. I already love him. I've watched him a couple of times on NXT. Best spear in the business. He's a fucking dog, and it's not just for the character. He is incredible, and he looked like a fucking beast. Carmelo Hayes also looked really fucking good. He's been looking really good against Austin Theory and in the U.S. Championship tournament. I'm glad that he's been being called up, and I hope he sticks around in SmackDown. And I hope Braun Breaker goes. I would love to see him face Omos. To be honest with you, Omos also looked really good. He looked like a monster yet again. Sammy's return was okay. Number 30. Again, in a Rumble with so many expectations. I get it. They couldn't get anyone else to get there. If they actually got like Matt Cardona or something like that, I think they should have been 30, and Sami Zayn's return could have been pulled off earlier, like at 20 or 21, and give him some time to be in the ring and show off that he's really there instead of just hitting one buckle bomb, a haluva kick, and getting thrown out. But it is what it is. I would give this match a proper 6.4. It was it was okay. It was an okay match. There were a lot of spots that it felt slow for a Royal Rumble, especially. That it felt like the wrestlers weren't giving it their all. With the expected last minute changes of Brock Lesnar and whatever else could have happened there, that could have changed a lot, to be fair. I'm okay with what happened. And I'm glad the Rumble went better than last year's, in my opinion. And I can't wait to see what Cody does with his golden ticket. I think that his story is lacking failure. He failed against Roman, I get it, but that's it. And the story about being world champion, being at the top of the top, shouldn't be, oh no, I couldn't do it again, and then I just got back there and I did it. But that's just me. I hope Seth can make it to Mania, because I want to see him face whoever wins it, whether it be either it be Punk or Gunther. I just want to see him face those people, and hopefully he'll be okay. Let's see. The road to WrestleMania begins.